Hey guys, I'm Cameron, as you probably know, and I'm here to share my life with you. I'll start off with the social and cultural aspects of my life. First, I'll start off with hunting. I always grew up with hunting, and I would do it almost every weekend. I grew up in a mixture of a rural and urban environment. On the weekdays, I would be urban, but when the weekend came, I would be in a rural environment on the lease with acres upon acres of land around me. I found hunting fun and also a way to get away from school and all the stress that was in my life. It also really connected me to my dad and helped me understand him more and get along with him better. Second, I'll be talking about education. My mom went to SFA and got a bachelor's degree, and my dad went to the military for 8 years. It is the expectation for me to go to college, so not only can I get a job, but so I can support my family when I get one. Last but not least is definitely sports. I have always had it in my life for really as long as I can remember, and it was my dad to be the one to really push me to do them. I grew up playing football and baseball until I got into middle school. Then I started doing cross country, 7-on-7, and track on top of football and baseball. It was very time consuming, especially when cross country and football it was in season, because I'd have to be at school around 6, and then some days on football I'd leave around 6. Doing it all though was well worth it because it taught me how to work hard for what I really want, such as getting stronger faster or that starting position in football. Well, that's enough of my social life. Now let's talk about my economic life. Started out as a socialist government. Socialist government is where the government controls what you make or what you get. It was like this until I was probably a teenager, and because my parents saw no need for me to get just anything and be spoiled. They didn't want me to be spoiled because they said in life, not everything will be handed to you forever. You will eventually have to work for what you really want and spend your money how you want it and be smart about it. They taught me not to buy dumb technology such as all the new video games or anything that could hurt me or not help my life. But once I was around 13, I really wanted more money. So they let me do some chores around the house to get more money and buy things. And this would eventually spread to my neighbors to do things such as pull their weeds or mow their grass. Next is political. My dad was considered a dictator around the household because of how he grew up in his family and how his family treated him. He had most authority around the house usually, and he would be the one to enforce rules or laws around the house. I would say my mom was a lot more understanding than my dad and wasn't as harsh about rules or anything. Then, of course, it would turn into an oligarchy, and my parents would decide together on how they would punish me or my brother. Their goal was to have very respectful and disciplined kids who would do the right thing usually. I would say their goal worked out because I think I'm a very good kid who is also very polite. So far in my teenage years, I've sided with my mom usually because she's easier to talk to and she understands me more. Next is primary source. I'm going to say my primary source is the trophies and pictures that are in my room because they're literally everywhere and they are all from my childhood, from when I was really young up until really now. I earned all the trophies from doing sports such as track, football, and baseball, and I earned them through hard work and dedication. Lastly is my favorite time period in history, which I would say is World War II because of all the new technology and all the new style of war that was happening. It really interested me with all the barriers that most of the world had to face and deal with, as well as all the conflicts too. Most major countries put up propaganda to try to make their men join the war to help out their country. It amazes me how many millions upon millions of people died just fighting for their country and what they believed in, as well as siding with their allies in war. Anyways, that's the end of my project. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, and have a great day.